Hi everyone, welcome back to my single-cell scATAC-seq video tutorials. In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to merge single-cell scATAC-seq dataset by creating a set of common peaks. Unlike the single-cell RNA-seq data integration, where we can use gene names as the common features. In single-cell scATAC-seq datasets, the features are peaks, but we couldn't produce the same set of peaks for each experiment, despite the cells have the same open chromatin regions. This will create a problem for us to merge dataset because the row names are different from each dataset. So we need to create a common set of peaks across all the dataset to merge the datasets. So I'm going to use the PBMC scATAC-seq dataset for the 500 cells, 1K cells, 5K cells, and 10K cells. So you can download the data using the link below, and also you can find all the code from the online tutorial that I'm using today. So I downloaded the data already, so let's start to do the analysis in RStudio. First we need to load all the packages, the scATAC package, surat, genomic ranges, and the future. The genomic ranges package is for us to align all the peaks on the human genome, and also use the function reducing the genomic ranges to create a set of common peaks for merging the datasets. The future package is for us to speed up the analysis process, so we can set the plan as multiple processes workers equals 4. First, let's read all the peak bed files into R. The column information will be the chromosome number, the start position, and the end position for the peaks. So let's read the peaks for the 500 cells, then 1K cells, 5K cells, and 10K cells. So you can see here we have the peak bed files for each dataset. So we can connect the dataset to see the peaks in each dataset. For example, for the 500 cells, we can see the first 12 peaks. All the peaks are on chromosome 1, the start and the end position for each peak. Then we can connect the dataset for 1K, 5K, and 10K. So we can copy the first 10 to 15 peaks into Excel and have a look at the peaks. So you can see here for the first 10 peaks, so only peak 2 is the same in 500 cells dataset and 1K cells dataset. Other peaks are different, so that's the reason we need to create a set of common peaks for merging the dataset. Let's go back to R to see the rest of the analysis. So we have all the peaks for each dataset. So next we can convert all the peaks for each dataset to genomic ranges. This one is for the 500, 1K, then 5K, and the last one 10K. So you can see here we have 4 data frames for the genomic ranges of 4 datasets. Now we can use the reduce function in the genomic ranges to create a set of common peaks. Let's run this function. Next, we can filter out the bad peaks. So we only keep the peaks have more than 20 base pairs but smaller than 10,000 base pairs. Let's go ahead and filter out the peaks. So now we have a set of common peaks between 4 datasets, and we named it as the combined peaks. So let's have a look at the first 15 peaks in the common peaks dataset. So you can see down here we have the number 1 to number 15 peaks. So we can copy those peaks into Excel. Again, I copied them here already, so we can have a look at how the reduced function from the genomic ranges package to create a common set of peaks. You can see from the position for each peak, peak 6, 7, 8, and 14, they are only presented in the 10K cell data. So for the combined peaks, we use peak 6, 7, 8, and 14 from 10K cell dataset. For the rest of the peaks, you can see at least 2 or 3 or 4 peaks in each dataset, and they share the same peak region. So when we use the reduced function to create a common set of peaks, you can see the first peak covers the whole region for 3 peaks. Basically, it chooses the lowest position 5, 6, 5, 1, 5, 3 for the start position, then choose the highest position for the end of position. So here is 5, 6, 5, 4, 9, 9. So this region will cover all 3 peaks. So now I hope you understand how we created a common set of peaks for merging the data set. So let's go back to our R code again. Because the original matrix data for each data set was created using their own peaks. So now we are going to use the combined peaks to merge the data. So we need to create a new matrix data for the combined peaks. First, we need to create a fragment object for each dataset. So in order to keep the cell barcode information and also perform some quality control, we need to load the metadata for each dataset. This one is the metadata for 500 cells, then metadata for 1K cells, 5K, and 10K cells. If we click one of the metadata, you can see the column for past filters for each cell. Then we can perform some quality control to filter out the low count for the past filters. So let's filter out the low quality cells. You can see for the 500 dataset, we just keep the past filters above 500. The same for 1K and 5K cell dataset. We only keep the past filters above 1000 for the 10K cells because in this dataset the sequence is deeper. So we can set a higher cutoff for the 10K dataset. Let's run. So now we have the filtered metadata for each dataset. To create the matrix data for combined set of peaks for each dataset, so next we need to create a fragment object for each experiment in order to quantify the combined set of peaks. So we can use the create fragment object function to create a fragment object for each dataset. So this one is for 500, then 1K, next is 5K, and then finally 10K. You can see here when we create the fragment object for each dataset, so we only created a fragment object for the cells that passed the quantity control. Now we can use the feature matrix function to create the matrix data for each dataset. So the features will be the combined peaks, and the cells are the cells that passed the quantity control. So we can create the first one for the 500 cell dataset. Okay, so it is done. Then let's have a look at the matrix data for the 500 cells dataset. So if we have a look at the peaks, so you can see the column names are cells and the row names are the combined peaks. So you can see the count for each peak. Here the numbers represent how many times that peak could be detected in each cell. So we can go ahead to create the count for the 1K cells data, 5K cell data, and the 10K cell data. So now we created the counts for each dataset, and the counts were quantified using the combined peaks for each dataset. So we have the matrix data and the fragment data. So we can use the matrix data and the fragments data to create the chromatin assay for each dataset. So this one is for the 500 cells. So we have the assay data. Now we can use the assay data and also the metadata to create a scATAC object for the 500 cells dataset. So we continue to create the assay data and the scATAC object for the 1K cells and the 5K cells and the 10K cells dataset. Now we created the scATAC object for each dataset. Then we can go ahead to merge them, use the merge function in scATAC package. So before we do that, we need to label each dataset. We can label them as PBMC 500 cells. The second dataset is PBMC 1K cells, then PBMC 5K and 10K cells. What we did here is to add a column in the metadata for each scATAC object to label all the cells as 500, 1K, 5K, and 10K. Now we are ready to merge 4 datasets into one, and we name it as combined. And finally, we have a combined scATAC object, a scATAC object for scATAC-seq dataset. Let's have a look at the combined object. You can see here we have a chromatin assay data with more than 89,000 peaks, 21,688 cells. And we have 4 fragment files in the dataset. Now we can run data normalization, then find the top features from the combined scATAC object. Next, we run linear dimension reduction, SVD. Finally, we run non-linear dimension reduction as UMAP. So finally, we can use the dimplot function to visualize the cell clusters in the combined scATAC object. First, we can group the cells by dataset. Let's run. We can zoom in to see the cell clusters. You can see cells from the 10K cells are labeled as red, 1K cells are green, 500 cells are blue, and 5K cells are purple. So you can see the cell clusters from each dataset. We merge the cells from each dataset using a set of common peaks. And also we can visualize the cell cluster using the split by function. Let's run the dim plot and zoom in again. Now you can see the cells from each dataset. You can see the cell numbers 500, more cells in 1K cell dataset, even more cells in the 5K dataset, and the 10K cells has the largest number of cells. So we merged the cells from 4 different datasets. We can perform more analysis. For example, we can run the coverage plot for the peak on chromatin 14. We can run the plot and zoom in to see the TNF5 integration on the open chromatin regions for each dataset. You can see a very similar binding pattern for the TNF5 in each dataset. Okay, that's it for today's video tutorial. In summary, I showed you how to merge single-cell scATAC-seq dataset by creating a common set of peaks. I hope my video could help your data analysis. If you haven't subscribed my channel, please click the subscribe button after you watched my video. Thank you, and hope to see you in my next video.